Alright guys, welcome back to Hundley TA. It is Tuesday and we're taking another look at SPY here. To start off, did have a bit of a drop today, but when we left off last video it was down here and I was thinking about taking a short at this zone here. Did not do that. I don't normally trade SPY anyway, so I'm glad in that sense, but yeah, it did have another run up. Seems like there's just enough buying pressure going on that's gonna wants to keep attacking this zone here, so we'll see if it can find its way through and continue upwards. But yeah, on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin kind of had a crazy moment in our last video. Did hit this rejection here at 30k. It's on its way down. I took a long there, but obviously I underestimated this resistance zone here at 30k, so shot all the way down to this lower support zone, where another trade opportunity, another long opportunity I should say, was presented. It did not take this one, but should have. With crypto, it just seems like I always have that luck. But anyway, that would have been a nice trade. Bounced straight back up to the 30k mark. Just couldn't break it. So continuing to move sideways from here. I'm gonna just clear up my chart here. But yeah, this resistance zone here is gonna take a lot more time to break, I think. You can see we've been taking swings at it since late March, so it has taken a while, and it probably will continue to take a little bit if it is going to break it. But yeah, seem to have bad luck like that with crypto, so it's just unfortunate. But yeah, I'm just noticing how cluttered my charts are starting to look. I think here soon I gotta go through. I think it's a good idea to wipe my charts and start my zones all over again, because zones can move, expand, like with SPY. I think this zone could probably take it back to here and expand it a little more, since it bounced there. So yeah, they'll move, they'll change, and gotta make sure the chart isn't using old data. But anyway, yeah, let's move on to Forex. I have a lot of trades going on here. NZD JPY, this one did break my stop. JPY was popping the past few days, and I even accommodated for this high here, put my stop just above it, but it wasn't enough. So I think JPY is just blasting off all over. USD CHF, still waiting on that one to come down to entry. USD JPY, I took a short on this one, and it did get rejected. We just gotta wait for it to come down to profit target. If it does. GBP/USD continues to move sideways, but it is looking like it's making higher lows, higher highs. So same here with Euro USD. So cautiously optimistic that'll eventually hit my target. CAD JPY, another JPY that just blasted through. I don't know if the zone was just faulty. I mean, it had to cross it a couple times, and then up here didn't really do much as a support. Yeah, so, and then obviously right here it just was like it wasn't even there. So I think I'll get rid of this zone after that trade. CAD JPY, let's see, let's get rid of that as well. Sorry, CAD CHF, this is a short, just a nice break and retest. So that worked out. USD CHF, sorry, CAD. Keep reading these wrong. This one just got rejected at this zone here. Pretty well respected zone. This is what I'm talking about with these crappy zones that I end up trading, like this one I had back here in CAD JPY that's just completely disrespected, versus this one where it's just, you know, rejection every time, and then when it doesn't reject, it bounces on top of it, and then so it's either, you know, 9 times out of 10 it rejects, and then when it doesn't, it'll be respected on the other side. Those are the kind of zones we want, or I like to look for. USD CAD. So yeah, that one worked out. JPY, another JPY loser. Something to watch out for when I look for trades. I don't know if it's a good idea to take too many of the same currency. It hasn't really burned me yet. It has with crypto, but on Forex, you know, all the currencies can be moving kind of different, but just because JPY just had such a strong move across the board, it affected all its pairings. Might be something I consider in the future, but again, it hasn't been something that's come up like a ton, so yeah. Anyway, AUD NZD. So this one I did have that long that was just a little too I was a little too eager on the long there because it took out this support, which is a respected zone. You know, it has a lot of rejection points historically, but would have paid off just to be a little greedier, which I did take this trade and it did work out. But if I didn't have taken that, if I didn't have took that trade, I don't know what the proper grammar would be for that, but anyway, would have just been nice to take profit and leave that loser off the table. 80 CAD, narrowly missing my stop here. Thinking about cutting my trade off early here if it comes back into break-even territory, or even back to these lows here. Definitely should have done that back here. I should have been paying a bit more attention to that, but yeah, I don't think that would be a bad idea. And it does seem like this is just a bad zone here. Like, it's not even acknowledging its existence here. I think I should have probably drawn something a little, probably should have split into like T zones. So you have like this, and then maybe have this a little less prominent of a zone down here, because you have these spikes over here that make it less of a respected zone. But that's probably more of what I was looking at, and this trade looks terrible with those zones drawn. So that's something I need to work on as well. I think I had a couple trades like this week that have just totally been because of my zone placement. Anyways, onto GBP CHF. Got so close to my exit there, man, and then just totally dumped back down. I do have faith in this zone here though, because it's been a pretty solid support. So if it does come back here, hopefully it can bounce and hit my target on the second try. But I would like it to be sooner rather than later, as this downtrend line gets closer and closer to my entry. So Euro CAD, this is a short. It's not a pretty high. You know, we haven't seen this since 2021, but it is a pretty well respected zone. So I like that. It has bounced back up. I don't know if I missed my chance for an entry down here, but just because it's such a historical zone that's been well respected, I feel like it might turn out okay. And continue heading downward. 0 AUD. Thought this long would work. It did actually have a bounce. I've noticed I haven't seen that a lot with my trades in Forex. It's either they bounce and I exit in profits, or they go straight down and hit my stop. At least a lot of the times. I mean, some of these other ones have just moved sideways. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting to see. But I think it's just because this zone was a pretty historical one. It's not even the best zone either, so I don't think this is the best trade. But because like when it gets rejected up here in the past, it's just fallen through it. So NZDCHF short here. It's at a new low, and I'm hoping it can get rejected here. NZD-CAD. I don't think I'll put a trade in on this one, but I flagged it anyway because it did break this zone. I was thinking about a retest initially, but then I noticed this pretty strong downtrend going on here, so I didn't want to long into that. I drew this terrible zone here that I would never trade, but if I was to follow just this downtrend and I wanted to enter at a zone, I'd probably put a short there. If it had a wick or something that came up, touched that, and got rejected from this downtrend, it could be a decent trade. But yeah, I don't think I'll commit to it. I don't like these fuzzy zones. Just aren't well respected. So anyway, that's all I got for today. A lot to catch up on. But yeah, make sure to leave a comment of what you guys have been trading. Hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.